Hi guys, it's Matt here. I hope you're all safe and well at home. We're really disappointed that I couldn't come out and teach you some bushcraft skills at your camp this year. I'm sure you're disappointed too that you couldn't go to camp. So we're out here in a local woodland near me, and I just thought I'd show you some basic fire lighting skills. Okay, so the most important thing to think about when you're making fires is the area around you. Okay, so I've got here a baking tray. You can get these from any local supermarket at all, cost about £1, and that's just to protect the forest floor, because what can happen is if you're lighting fires and making something, even something really small, the embers can actually get under the forest floor and spread and become fires elsewhere long after you've left the woodland. Okay, so it's really important that we keep this safe, as safe as possible. The other thing to think about is having a bucket of water handy, not only to douse the flames once you've finished, but also just in case you get a burn, you can dunk your hands in the water. So this is my fire bag. This goes everywhere with me when I go camping, and in it we have lots of different ways that I could potentially use to start a fire. The one I'm going to show you today though is a ferrocerium rod. You can get these on Amazon. They're quite popular because they're a great easy way to start a fire wherever you are. And the idea is that you can strike the rod to create a spark. Before we actually start making the fire though, remember to tie your hair back if you've got long hair, and just keep a lookout around you. We're going to use cotton wool today to start a fire with, just because it's very easy. You can get it very easily from your local supermarket, and it's just great for catching a flame, especially in wet weather like I've got with me today. So first of all, tear up your cotton wool ball. And we do this just to expose those fibres that are on the cotton wool. Do as much as you can, just to separate those fibres out. Brilliant. Place it on your baking tray or whatever receptacle you have to hand. Have the striker in your hand, the rod in one hand, it doesn't matter which, and the striker goes in the other. Place the rod down onto your cotton wool. That just keeps it in place, stops it slipping around, keeps it nice and safe. Place the striker on top of your rod and firmly press down and strike down your rod as so. It might take a couple of attempts. So once you see flame, once you see those sparks catch, move your hands away straight away just to stop yourself from getting burned. And it's as simple as that, lighting a fire. Hi guys, so we're going to go through again lighting the cotton wool just on its own. I thought we could bring the camera in a little bit closer just so you could see what I was doing a little more clearly. I have my striker and steel here ready to go. I'm just going to prepare our cotton wool like we did before. Break up the cotton wool to expose all those fibres, and you can see there how they're all coming out. Once it's nice and fluffed up, we can place it down onto our board, move our other cotton wool just out of the way. And this is your striker and steel. Okay, so in one hand I'm going to hold the rod. It doesn't matter which hand it is, just as long as you've got it nice and securely in your fingers. And in the other hand I'm going to hold the striker in the same way. Now only one side of your striker will make sparks. Just keep turning it around until you find the right one for you. We're going to place the rod right on top of our cotton wool. That's to keep it secure, stop the cotton wool slipping around the board too much. Place the striker on top of the rod and press very firmly down until sparks are made. Move your hands away as soon as you see flame and allow it to burn out. It's as easy as that. Now as you can see, it doesn't burn for a very long time, but it's enough just to get practicing and just get a spark going. Okay, so now you've had a little bit of practice at starting a fire with some cotton wool, I want to show you another trick. Another thing I keep in my fire bag at all times is a small tub of Vaseline. That might sound a little bit strange, but you can buy this from any local supermarket quite cheaply. And the reason we use Vaseline is because it allows the flame to burn longer. So particularly if you're in wet conditions like I am today, you want a nice long consistent flame so it can catch on to any kindling, bits of wood that you collect from the forest floor, or any dry grasses or anything like that that you've got to hand in order to build your fire. It provides a really good, stable base. So I'm just going to get another piece of cotton wool now, and we're going to have a go at lighting it with some Vaseline. So I'm tearing it up just like I did before. I'm just going to scoop some Vaseline onto it and place it in the middle of my board. Ferrocene rod is exactly the same, but this time when you place the rod down onto the cotton wool, try not to stick it into the Vaseline because it gets all sticky and you don't want the flame to stick to you. So I'm going to move to the back, place the rod down, striker on top of the rod and strike down. So you catch a flame and it should go. Now that should burn for much longer than just using cotton wool. So I hope you've learned something today. I hope you can go away and have a little practice. Just remember, if you do, be safe. Fires can really easily get out of control. I can't stress that enough. So make sure you've got your handy baking tray, make sure you've got landowner permission wherever you go, and always have adult supervision before you light any fires or anything like that. Also, don't forget the handy bucket of water, okay? Ours is just there, just behind where the camera is, and it's just good to help douse the flame and stop your hands from burning. Okay, so good enough to light a marshmallow on, and that'll do me. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.